375 alive, talking things they love, talking of the toys from the stars above. Join Dave of the Dead and Ryan speaks geek as they keep 375 alive.
Hello, welcome to the very first live 375 alive.
Actually live.
Live.
Man.
Live and
Wow.
digitally in person.
This is a bit different. This is a first for me. You're a bit of a seasoned pro at these live streams.
I'm a seasoned guest
Yeah.
on other people's. So yeah, having control of things might be a bit interesting. So I apologize to anyone watching it back or watching it live. That it's going to be might be a bumpy ride. So, how you doing, man? You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Thank you for setting all this up. Really good to talk to you through the internet like this. Normally we are in person in this room, but yeah, I'm ready to talk Star Wars, ready to talk these Hasbro reveals and get into it with you. How are you?
First of all, look, we got our very first comment on our very first live, and it's our good friend Joby One.
Hey.
Hi, Joby One. No, Joby One is definitely a a Black Series fan, so he might be disappointed in our stream. I don't know.
Yeah, sorry, Joby One.
Yeah, Toys of the Jedi, quite an intro. Oh, shucks. We're quite partial to it, but then that's because it's ours.
Go big or go home, eh? Yeah,
exactly.
Except when it comes to action figures, and then it's 375 or yeah.
Maybe, yeah, that's true. Yeah, go big, go home. Unless it's 375, and if you're going to go big, go Haslab.
Well, yes, yeah, we'll certainly be covering that today. Yeah.
So yeah, SDCC. We've had the panel. We've had the reveals.
We have no retro collection. We could get that out of the way first, if you like.
Yes, sadly no retro collection. However, Steve had put a comment, like Steve Evans put a comment on someone's post saying that, you know, they are doing a lot to do with retro collection still. It's a slow burn because they're basically building it from the ground up again. So there will be retro stuff. They're currently working on the next set. So there will be some retro news at some point soon, but it's very much a case of like, you know, be patient and we will build it and they will come.
I think we've seen from the A New Hope 6-pack that they did. Like that's what we want going forward, isn't it? So if it takes a little bit more time to get figures of that quality and that sort of variety, and not rehashes of those original 96, like just a smattering of those in between. That's kind of where I want the retro collection to go, and I'm sure you're the same.
Yeah, absolutely. And I kind of got a feeling maybe we'll jump to Empire Strikes Back next.
Yeah, maybe.
Just a feeling, maybe.
Yeah.
Or because if they're doing it in boxes, I'm thinking they're going to stick to a film theme per box.
Yes.
I don't think we'll get like a mixed box, or we'll have some Empire, some New Hope, some Jedi. I don't think that's going to happen.
Do you think they might maybe have one more wave that ties in with Tatooine though?
Possibly, I think, because you got the Haslab Cantina, and there are a lot of people who are retro collection buyers and vintage only people that are getting that because it's just such a big set piece. So I think there's a good chance that we might even get some more Cantina aliens. I mean, this is wishful thinking from Toys of the Jedi and maybe some Rogue One.
Hey, there's crossover there, so yeah,
there is.
Work.
I think that's the thing, like retro collection. Like, don't get me wrong, I love controversially, I quite like my Acolyte figures, and I quite like the Phantom Menace pack and the Attack of the Clones / Revenge of the Sith. Three lots of threes.
Yeah,
that was an odd one. Yeah, I was saying they don't mix boxes, but they did on that one. But like, I kind of think if I prefer my retro collection stuff to be like original trilogy era. So I don't mind like Rogue One and or like Solo. And weirdly, I don't even mind like the Mandalorian and that. I know that's technically set in the New Republic era, but a lot of it's not First Order yet. It's not, it's still like the Outliers of the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah, of course.
Imperial Remnant. That all fits in well together. So I think I would rather stick to that sort of bracket.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And from the vintage
of the Empire.
Oh yeah,
I love that.
Right, we could go down another rabbit hole here with retro collection.
We
So
could.
let's get back on track, shall we?
Let's
Why are we
should we
here?
look at some of the reveals
Yes.
from the San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah. So I mean, taking us back like a couple of days, we went. They had their sort of breakfast event, didn't they? And we had. Let me share my screen.
You get that up, and then I think I press a button, and then that should magically appear on the screen.
Technology.
Like this. Ta-da.
Again, no retro, but we've got some vintage collection goodness here. The Jedi Spirits.
Yeah, do you know what? I'm genuinely really impressed with this set.
Yeah,
I'm really impressed. I didn't
it's a
see
long
it
time coming. No.
Yeah. Well, we're so Tatooine based at the moment. Obviously, for the theme of it is. But I think I didn't expect to see like a Return of the Jedi effectively 3-pack. And it's one of those special 3-packs as well, like the Dr. Aphra set. I'm looking up there because my Dr. Aphra set's up there. That you got me for my 30th actually.
Let's go back away.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Ouch.
It's nice to have them in one set together. We haven't had them as a 3-pack since the Power of the Force 2 line, and I think that's the only other time that they've been released as a set. We've had sort of versions of Spirit Obi-Wan, a version of Anakin, but they're all from different eras after that initial Power of the Force 2. So getting them all in roughly the same sort of points of articulation and that, like, yeah. And the swappable head. Thanks, Obi-Wan.
Huge win for that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a really smart move as well, because the thing is, it's so hard to please everyone in Star Wars now, because you got some people that are like, well, I grew up with only the original versions of the films, and then you got people, heathens like me, who grew up, I was born in 1990, so my first Star Wars experiences really were the special editions, which still had Sebastian Shaw in it, obviously, but then you've got another generation that only know Hayden Christensen being the Anakin Force Ghost. So you've got like all these different generations of collectors, and you can't please everyone. So I think this was a really sensible and smart move. Plus, also, full well that a few people are going to buy 2-packs now just to get to have 2 set up.
Yeah. Well, we're going to need Sebastian Shaw card back, aren't we? Like the Force Ghost for the original '96 collection. So. Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask how you feel about this 3-pack, because I know you are
I'm
very
particular.
I know you're cracking it open because it's not a single card. However, I also know that you're trying to do the modern update equivalent of the original 96 carded on the wall, obviously.
Yeah.
So this coming in a 3-pack with a swappable head, realistically, you're not going to get a Sebastian Shaw Force Ghost on a single card.
Why not? I would.
Why would they?
I'd put Sebastian Shaw on the card and make the Hayden head the swappable one, so you could still include it maybe. But
why would they? From a business point of view, what would be the sense?
Well, they love to double dip. Come on, they're not going to stop at one release, are they? Let's be totally clear about this.
True.
No,
maybe.
You're not convinced.
I'm not. I don't think it will happen. I think the 3-pack is like a good shot. I think you may actually have to settle for getting a custom card kit and doing this one yourself.
I might just go back to 1985 and pick up the original then.
You know what? It's probably one of the easiest last 17 figures to get on a card still.
Yeah.
I said easiest. I didn't say it was easy. I just said it was easy.
I was going to say, because he was one of those sort of mail away figures, wasn't he? So I'm not actually sure how easy it is to get the card back. Again, this is way out of my price range right now. But yeah.
Now.
We could have this debate until the cows come home, can we? Like,
I think this is a good compromise. I sadly, for you, Dave, I don't think they're going to do a single card. I just don't think it's going to happen. But I do think one thing I do think is really good though about this though.
Yeah.
I feel like they've really captured the spirit. I mean, rather than making them all translations, we've had really different versions of the spirits over the years. John Hood, good to see you.
Hello there.
You gotta do it when you see hello there. you know, I think this is probably the best Spirit design I think I've seen for years. Because there was the really over like Twilight sparkly Anakin one, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, 30th anniversary. I mean, that's a fair old, that's nearly 20 years old. This is much more like the recent Black Series figures, isn't it? Like it's got that sort of half translucent effect, sort of as you go down, and yeah, it works. I mean,
they could have gone for like my Globy-Wan Kenobi, for example, statue. They could have gone for a glow in the dark sort of motif going on.
Nice.
And Globy-Wan Kenobi is trademarked, not by me, but probably by someone. I don't know. I'm making that up.
As a quick segue, because you brought up you love your glow in the dark. How about that Ecto one? Yeah.
Oh, I want it. I want the whole Glow Ecto set.
Yeah. Right. Well, we'll do a Ghostbusters stream at some point. But yeah,
we should do a Ghostbusters stream. But yeah, go back to the spirits. I think it's really nice. The Yoda one looks the least spirity out the three.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's different material, isn't it? That cloth. I'm not going to get another image, am I? Because I'm just going off the live stream. But yeah, I think is what it is. It's an older sculpt as well, isn't it? It's the
but it checks out.
It checks out.
But yeah, I really like the way they look. I think together as a 3-pack is really good. Like I said, I was really I think I'm more surprised that I assumed, if I'm being honest, I'm just not Globy-Wan Kenobi off the table. I really assumed it was going to be, if there was going to be a 3-pack, it would be like Cantina aliens or something.
Yeah. Well, Emily did say though, didn't she? There was a sort of at the end of the stream they teased.
I'm saving that bit for later.
Right. We'll come back to that.
Don't worry. Yeah, we'll come full circle on that one. So I'm going to put this as the first thing is a win, reveal wise.
Yeah,
for
definitely,
the 375 scale.
Let me see if I can skip to then what we had for the vintage collection yesterday.
I will just jump in. We just skip past it because I know we don't talk other scales.
Are we talking the Empire Strikes Back 2-pack or the Acolyte?
I got to admit, I really like the this.
Yeah,
I'm annoyed almost that it's in Black Series scale because I really, really like it. I'm tempted to pick it up as just like a statue type thing for me.
Yeah, well, do you remember they did those sort of they kind of did those sort of posed ones, didn't they? Those Black Series ones that came with a sort of set piece in the early days. It's kind of was like a sort of a more.
Yeah, they did Vader coming through the Tantive 4 doors, Luke on the foot of the AT-AT from Hoth, and right. Kylo Ren, I think, from Force Awakens.
And Rey, like a two.
Oh, yeah, and they're connected.
But yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I really like that. Knowledge. So yeah, that was our little acknowledgement of that. Sorry, guys, back on track to scale wise.
Okay.
Everyone's favorite smuggler.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was they pipelined him, didn't they? We knew he was coming. It's been a long time coming. Han Solo on a vintage car back, like the original, Han Solo smuggler. Looks all right. I'm not blown away.
I'm not blown away, but
it's very reminiscent of the Endor Han, the bunker Han, in the head sculpt. But it's going to be, isn't it? 'Cause it's the same character wearing almost an identical outfit. So, what more?
I've heard this one does have a special feature though. This one is guaranteed to shoot first. Weirdly, so it's like a special play feature on it. Like no matter how many Greedos you put in front of it, this one will always shoot first.
Just line them up.
Yeah, just like it funkies all over that McClunky. It's done. It's shot first. He's there. I have to admit, like actually, the more I'm looking at it, the more I really like it. I think it's just nice to have like an updated Han. Like if you're going to do the Cantina and all the aliens and that, it's nice to have a Han that feels like at the same level as the playset it's going to go in.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, and it's not just Han. We're getting all of the main heroes now, aren't we? In vintage collection, sort of in the same sort of era. So they're all getting their super articulated, modern, hyper-real face paint technology. So whereas before the last sort of 20 years have all been different eras, haven't they? Nothing's really quite looked right together since those original Kenner figures.
Until now, hopefully.
Until now.
I love that choice. You know, at the risk of getting
Look
flagged,
at that tiger.
Beyonce would be proud. If you like it, then you should have put a price on it. Look at that. Like it is quite a hefty tiger. I assume that's to do with like being able to sit properly in
It's so you can cross his leg, isn't it? Over. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of them are like that, aren't they? But yeah, it's yeah, we'll see. The proof will be when we get it in hand, I guess.
No, Joby one. We don't talk about Black Series.
See how the ratings go, maybe. But no.
Yeah. Evening. It's a solid hand. Evening, Delvian.
Evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like a lot of these figures do. You really only get to appreciate just how good they are once you have them, like either up close or in hand. And yeah, no, I couldn't agree more there.
Yeah, I think that's the thing as well, because these are a lot of the time they're not even the final ones.
No.
But the photography is done well. And the other thing, sometimes I feel like things are a bit more forgiving when they're amongst other things. When something's on its own in a photo like this, I feel like there is easier to find flaws or critiques in it. But when it's in the scene, like, you know, if you put it into like, I don't know, like take on a tour there, you stick him into Jabba's palace, for example, or something, you know, you're not going to be able to pick out, oh, his eyebrows are slightly not right in this or whatever, because it's part of the world. But if it looked really bad, then it would obviously stand out. It looks like the articulation wise it's good, and it doesn't, I'm glad they haven't gone over the top with like trying to hide the creases. I'd rather have on, like, you know, the ball jointed wrists and arms and stuff, you know, rather than not have it.
Oh yeah, because he has his sleeve sort of rolled up slightly, doesn't he? So you've got that, you have got like a wrist sort of slit there, haven't you? Which is a little unusual, but no, I mean, again, once it's in hand, that's you sort of forgive all those sort of creases that are so visible on stock photos like this.
I think I'm looking forward to seeing it in the cantina and being able to like, see it with the arm over the top, like, you know, of the chair sort of thing. And, you know, I'm looking forward to seeing I'm looking forward to, I'm going to come around and play with yours, because I'm obviously on a bit up, but I can come around and play with yours and see what yours looks like all set up in different ways. But I did like that they didn't do like Han without doing his faithful sidekick.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, the faithful Wookiee. Here we go. So it's a partial retool, isn't it? The Chewie mold has been around again for another, I keep throwing these numbers about, but about 20 years, like this Chewie mold in various sort of forms. But now they've obviously given him the hips to bring him up to date with modern standards. Again, what more can you do with a Chewie? I think it ticks the boxes for me.
I like the detailing of the fur, actually. I actually think it's a nice representation of how we first see him in the cantina. You know, it's all fairly smooth and nicely swept here.
Yeah, it's not got the sense of parting or anything like that, like the later movies.
No. Do you know what I did think about with Chewbacca's, though, as a figure, which is always difficult, is like head movement.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's got, it all comes down here and that. But like Chewbacca does turn his head quite a lot in like the films. But it's a bit like Keaton's Batman. Like, you know, there aren't many Chewbaccas when you think about figures, other than like maybe the Power of the Force 2 1995 figure, you know, the He-Man Chewbacca. Maybe Chewbacca in Snuva disguise, you know, from Shadows.
Okay, yeah.
Because he's got the trimmed beard type thing going. So maybe, like, I don't know many other like Chewbacca figures that have a good like head movement because of the design of the fur.
How would you get more head movement though? Like,
I don't know.
Apart from having like realistic fur, I'm trying to see if I've got one to hand. I don't. But no.
There is a very obvious answer, Dave.
Go on.
We go back to the He-Man proportions of 1995.
Yeah. Keep everyone happy that way. Yeah. The definitive line.
Actually, now I'm thinking about it, I don't even think that one had good.
It didn't have as much fur down the neck, didn't it?
Yeah.
Did it? It was sort of higher up, but yeah, again, I'm not up on my Power of the Force 2 like you are.
Joby one, you are one Black Series comment away from being booted. It's all right, we'll forgive you, but can't happen again.
Love it.
That's good though. But yeah, so it's a great looking figure. The bowcaster looks great.
And again, being able to get him alongside Han, you know, in the same wave, assuming they're in the same wave, like it's just, yeah, makes sense. There's always collectors coming into the hobby, so it makes sense to have those main characters periodically either re-released or updated. So where there's not a lot new with this Chewbacca apart from the hips, like it still makes sense to have him back out on a New Hope card back, and yeah, or the classic racetrack card back. Yeah. Did you notice the numbering though?
Oh, what's the numbering?
So I mean, Chewbacca's 381, Han's 372. They've still left 375 blank. They still haven't revealed who that might be. It's us. Yeah. We've finally made it.
Yeah, we bribed Steve.
Could you imagine the backlash?
Yes.
No,
huge.
I
really
know.
Backlash is us not getting a sail barge, which Steve.
Yeah,
probably,
you brought
if
it up.
Steve is watching this, he would have logged off immediately.
Yeah. Oh man.
So yeah, that kind of leads me into my next sort of point, really, when with this Chewbacca and Han Solo. So we've got Kenobi, we've got a new Ben Kenobi, we've got a new Luke, which we've got a new Han, we've got a new Chewie.
Yep.
3PO and R2, I think, are sadly missing.
Yeah.
The
R2
Jawa came. Yeah, Jawa. It came out with the playset, the Drunken Jawa.
Yeah.
We've got a Bantha, we've got Tuskens, but Owen and Baru, I feel like, are still a bit missing. And I'm not talking about skeleton variants. I'm talking about like actual alive Baru and.
Oh. See, this is where I feel you're going to be disappointed because I just don't see them coming. Well, maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe this is the 3-pack I had in my head, you know, rather than the 4 spirits because of everything being Tatooine. I think in my head I had like Baru, Owen, and like the Treadwell droid in one of those 3-packs, maybe.
Yeah.
Or like the Gonk droid that's walking around Baru's like courtyard. I thought maybe that. So I was a bit surprised here. I mean, I love the spirits. I think they're awesome.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, if it had been a Tatooine 3-pack, yeah, you probably got, yeah. I like that, yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right, which that serves me well.
Oh,
so I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, cheaper to make as well, aren't they? So.
But Hasbro, if you are watching, you know, that is an idea for a special 3-pack, is Baru, Owen, and Treadwell droid in one of your special packs. Just throwing it out there.
I think if the Haslab had, or down the line will end up being a Sandcrawler, or you get the Homestead or something like that, then yeah, of course they come back out.
God, it's dark, dude. So dark. Well, do you know what
man.
cracks me up, actually? I can show you a good demonstration of how dark kids' toys can be. Here I have the quick change Galoob Death Star from 19 something or other. And on this little panel outside the Lars Homestead, I think I've shown you this before, you can flip
Can we blow you up? Can we blow you up so we can see this?
There is the charred skeleton remains of Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru, you know, just outside their house, and you can just censor it by flipping it over. You know, so they're alive there, and then, you know, when the stormtroopers come and you put your Micro Machine stormtroopers, then they're dead.
Man.
So, you know, there is definitely some scope, I think, for charred remains of Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. Just say.
That really is dark. I love that they went to the extra detail to flip it over, so you can just add more
it's nice to have an option to keep them alive or dead. You know, I like to have options. What can I say?
What line was that?
So,
was that Micro Machines?
That was Micro Machines. That was the quick change Death Star from 1996 or 7, I want to say. Awesome toy.
I thought you were going to reveal like an exploding Alderaan or something like that, but yeah. That's much better.
And like an indoor firework, like, you know, there's the magicians thing. Like,
yeah.
If I can work out how to put effects on this, maybe I'll do that for a future episode. Like, oh, it's Alderaan, and then like, it's that planet up there. Just
yeah.
But yeah, so do you reckon 375? Because a lot of people are guessing that vintage collection number 375 is going to be an all new C3PO, like proper, like back metalized C3PO.
Yeah, I mean, they said it was going to be special, didn't they? He's one of the original 12. Vac Metal would make sense as well. We know they can do it because they've done it for retro.
Yes.
And they'll get a lot of use out of that tooling, wouldn't they? We know, well, with the Haslab we'll be talking about, there'll be another use for that mold. So yes. Yeah, true. C3PO would get my vote. I don't really know who else would be deserving of that number, because they've already given us Luke and Leia. So yeah,
and I don't think they're going to waste it on like a background alien.
I mean, and I don't think they'd go down the gimmick route either. I don't think we're going to get yeah, I don't think we get George Lucas or anything like that. I can't see that happening. Although it'd be kind of cool. Well, it wouldn't be the first time, but obviously post Disney, we haven't really seen that a lot, have we? So yeah.
No, they like to pretend.
it could be Kathleen Kennedy. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah, swiftly on. So yeah, we had obviously Han, we had Chewbacca. Let's get your presenting screen back up. Through the magic of digital interfacing, Dave will do something, and then I will do something, and then suddenly, Shazam! The packaging.
We got some artwork. I'll be honest, I'm never really overwhelmed by the artwork anyway. Like, I mean, I love the vintage collection packaging in general, but this cantina is going to get open. The packaging is going to go up in the loft, and the cantina will get displayed. Like that's. But no, it looks. Sorry.
This is going to be a big box.
It's going to be yeah. It looks like a big box already, doesn't it? Not as big as the Ghost, surely. That was absolutely huge. And this is
interesting. Anyone have the space to display the boxes of all the Haslabs? Because like
John Meek of Vintage Collection, he's got like a nice wall of like the boxed ships, which looks kind of cool.
Really?
Yeah. But no, I don't know how you'd display it. Yeah.
It's nice to have the option. I'm guessing if it's like a sleeve maybe that comes off, then maybe you could cut it and frame it. But I feel like that's sacrilege now. If you do anything that you want to do with something you paid for, you know, the community is going to attack you for it. So
well, they triple box these, don't they? That, you know, this will be inside a shipping box. So yeah, like they know how precious fans get about this sort of stuff.
You dented the shipping box. How dare you?
And this is just the standard release, isn't it? This isn't even including the added alcoves, is it? That's going to be another box on top of that. So
I feel like that's going to come in like a plain like white box, like just like an additional thing.
Just, kind of like the white pencil drawing.
Yeah,
maybe, or even just blank, like you get the shipping boxes. But yeah,
blank.
Yeah. So it shows you. Yeah, I mean, what more could you want, really?
It's a box.
It gives you everything that you need. With that,
I'm still upset we didn't get one of the figures for that. Was not the fried Greedo, or at least an alternative head.
Yeah.
Of like a black and a charred Greedo. I feel like that was a real. They did a lot. They did an awful lot right in there, but I would have sacrificed 50 of the cups to have an alternative burnt Greedo head. Personally,
you might have gotten a head for 50 cups, maybe. Yeah.
Melt down those 50 cups into a burnt, charred Rodian head. I might even try and make a vintage one. I might find like a really junked up like vintage Greedo. I might try and make a Han's Revenge Greedo. I'm gonna call it.
Well, yeah, sign me up. I'll have one of them. Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll go find two now. Great. So yeah, it's a box. We can move on from the box.
And then they complete the poster, which is
the poster is
a nice little touch. Yeah, a poster that we won't be able to
include that poster in the Haslab box.
That would be a nice touch, wouldn't it?
It would.
They won't do it, but it would be nice.
I mean, they won't do it, but I do like this thing though. Like the idea of this, like having these like because it reminds me a little bit of a kid, you know, when you used to look on the back of the card back, and it'd be like collect them all. It's kind of nice to be like that. 30th anniversary did it, you know, when they did the coins, they did that huge poster, didn't they?
Yeah, we used to get those, didn't we? Like Legacy Collection, I think, still were doing that sort of stuff where you see the whole collection just laid out. Really cool. John,
that's a good question.
I would hope. I
Ooh.
would love. Yeah, I really would hope so. I thought we were going to get one this year.
Do
You're
you
not.
know what I think not?
Go on.
I think because of the Haslab we're about to talk about in a bit, I think that's going to be your reason why we're not going to get another creature for Tatooine.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, she said they're not done with Tatooine, but it's probably, yeah, you could be right. The larger
I mean,
sort of scale stuff might be done.
maybe this is a good time to talk about that comment then from Emily about like the it not being done yet, because after this it's just the Haslab after this, isn't it? Reveal
Yeah.
wise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So whilst we've got the poster up, in fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm gonna go like this. Pow. So obviously Return of Tatooine, the poster is now complete. We're moving on to a new era.
Yes.
Which is cool. But Emily did confirm in the catch up on the video that they're not done with Tatooine yet, or even with the cantina. So they're not going to do, you know, it's a bit like when the Bespin freezing chamber place that came out and there was just like nothing to put on it.
Yeah, yeah.
And even afterwards, it was like, great, where's our Ognaughts, you know?
Yeah,
The
which we
rest.
still don't have. Mad. Yeah.
Nope. But she did confirm that we were going to get some more basically cantina fillers in and new molds as well.
Yeah, she shared a sort of a teaser image, didn't she, with sort of 4 shadowy hands over a table. So yeah, a 4-pack probably in the offering at some point. Yeah.
I wondered if they'll do a, you know, like the retro Streets of Mos Eisley one.
Yes,
The
the cardboard.
cantina.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll do something in that vein, like, but as like you're saying 4-pack, that was a 4-pack, so maybe they'll do a brand new thing for like the other side of
Okay, okay.
yeah, the other side of the street, maybe, or extending the street with 4 patrons for the cantina, and then you can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah. I mean, because looking at that poster, if you were to encourage someone to get into the hobby now, 3 3/4 inch, and ask them to lay down some money on a Haslab, you would want more than what's on displayed, I think, to populate it with. And going back to the line before the vintage collection, the legacy collection, those figures are expensive. They're hard to get. If you do want them, they are a pretty penny. So yeah, Well, I'm not massive. I'm not disappointed with it. Like we're fairly up to date. Well, I'm fairly up to date with the modern stuff. That I'm only missing a couple of cantina patrons, so it looks fine for me. But I do worry that it's not encouraging new people to the hobby, which is why you see a lot of people going to Black Series, I think. Personally.
Yeah, it's also a smaller line in what's there's not as much pre-existing stuff. But just in response to the do back there, the Power of the Force 2 I love that one. Came with the Sand Trooper. It's a great design. Had an action feature. I'm a sucker for that because it's still very much a toy, that one.
It's got the right scaling, isn't it, in the head, like the big sort of oversized head. Whereas what they did more recently, again, legacy era, like much smaller, sort of more reptile. Like it's not wrong, but it's just it doesn't evoke that what you.
It
what you
weirdly looks more like the concept toy for the dewback. There's an image floating around somewhere that the original Kenner prototype for the dewback, and it looked more like weirdly what that Hasbro one did. Much more like smaller lizard head type thing. I mean, we got obviously a much nicer dewback in the end. Pointing out as if everyone can see it, they can't. But yeah, with the going back to the Cantina Aliens though, I think if they are going to do something, I would like them to do something like some of the ones that are, like you said, the harder to get ones. So like, I can't remember, is it Lee Sub, the one that's in like the little leotard and the giant pink head?
Yes,
like,
yes.
That's one's like gold dust. That's like a, you know, almost triple figure, like to try and buy that one now, even loose.
Yeah, I mean, the prices have gone crazy this year, just alone. Like every time we're at a convention, you see like another 10 or 20 quid added to the price tag. Like, so yeah.
I would like to see Cabe updated.
Okay, the little sort of the sort of bat-like,
Bat mouse, we'll call it.
Bat mouse, yeah.
Bat mouse.
Well, yeah, because it's Power of the Force 2 era again, isn't it? Like they gave us so many of those back in the 90s. and some of them
It was
got
the
updated
Gabe and
paint
Moffat
jobs. But
2-pack.
it's a classic. Who had some of those recently? Was it Star Action Figures or was it In Demand? I'm sure one website just found a whole load of them recently.
Because they did that, and they also did Ular and Salacious Crumb as a 2-pack. They
Yeah.
had some great little 2-packs back in the day. So I wouldn't mind seeing like a brought up to date version of that, maybe like the Mufftack and Cabe to go in the Cantina as like an updated 2-pack would be quite fun. But the Cabe, well, because it's quite, it sounds stupid, but it's one of the scenes that stayed with me as a kid because it's the little, almost like childlike alien reaching up for like a beer, like like, which is very odd when you think of it. But so
It's the opening shot, isn't it? It's the opening shot of the Cantina where they focus on several sort of headshots, and then those are the aliens that I think I'd want to see a release as well. I know there's so many more background aliens that you kind of need like stock reference photos from behind the scenes to get a half an image that's possibly black and white. But yeah, I mean, there's so much more they could do with it. But I guess the demand will probably dictate that over the next couple of years, because we've seen with the Razor Crest and the Ghost, like they're a bit hit and miss as to how they back those Haslabs in the subsequent years.
Yeah, agreed. Absolutely agreed. Speaking of Haslabs, is it time?
Yeah, I mean, I'm. If there's anyone on here that doesn't know what the Haslab is, I don't know what to tell
Spoiler
you.
alert.
Let's skip through some more Black Series. Oh, there was one more.
Everyone, don't. Oh, yes, there was.
We'll come back to that. But yes, the Haslab. Here we go. It's the gunship.
It's the gunship. It looks awesome.
We will park the price tag for the minute, because I think the price tag probably overshadow any conversation about this. So we'll put the price to one side because everyone's going to have an opinion on it. So we'll just concentrate on the actual product itself. What do you think? Was this a surprise to you?
Yes and no. I think it would have been more the sand thing, because Steve put the picture that he'd made some scratches of the in the sand and that in the display cabinet. Once I saw the display cabinet, because a lot of people were saying Sandcrawler because of the Tatooine thing.
Yeah,
I was sort of hoping for Sandcrawler, but when I saw that display case and the scratches, I suddenly felt like it was going to be Gunship, because there was a Sandcrawler, the Disney Parks Sandcrawler, available on one of the Facebook groups. I think it was the Bunker of Endor, and everyone was sort of like going, "Oh, this is a really nice bit," but you could tell there were so many comments underneath it, but no one was buying it. I think because everyone was thinking like there was a good chance of Sandcrawler.
Yeah.
So I think I was on the train going into work to London, and I was messaging you like just after, because I decided that morning, I was like, I'm taking the gamble, because I don't think I just, in my gut, I didn't feel it was going to be the Sandcrawler, because I feel like they did one Haslab for Tatooine. I don't think they're going to do two as much as I want them to.
Yeah, back to back Tatooine. Yeah,
it would have been a lot. So I got the Sandcrawler, which is on its way to me, which I'm very happy about.
I love that.
I'm even more happy when they suddenly were like, it's a gunship, and I went, oh my god, thank god, because otherwise I would have gone like full Sandcrawler. But but like actual reaction to the seeing the ship itself, I think it looks awesome. And one of the interesting features I think of it is, I had said to you, if it is a gunship, be cool if they did different stickers to go with.
You did,
like to make And I said, oh, wouldn't it be cool if they did like if they did it a bit like with the Ghostbusters Plasma series Ecto 1, you could make it the Ecto 2 by stickers and a few part swapping. I didn't think it would be like whole panels that come off, so that was a surprise, but I thought it was a really nice touch to do that.
Yeah.
Your initials?
My initials not overwhelmed by it. I'm not. The Battle of Geonosis as a concept, I think, is an interesting one. I think from Hasbro's point of view, it's an easy thing to do, because you've got the army building potential of battle droids, super battle droids, droidicars, Geonosians, Jedi. You've got beasts, you've got main characters. So you've got like that. If you were to take one scene from the prequel era, I think that's the one that has all your main players in one place at the same time. So yes, Geonosis makes a lot of sense. The gunship, I'll be honest, I'm undecided whether I'm going to back it at the moment. I don't have a gunship. They are expensive on the secondary market. So even if you want one, if you want to get one on the secondary market, you're going to be paying a lot of money for it anyway. I said I'd avoid the price point, so I'll try and avoid the price point. There's a lot of features to it. It's about the same size as the Razor Crest, I think. Not much shorter than the Ghost. But again, it's going to house all your clones. If you're a Clone Wars fan, if you're a prequel fan, yeah, this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah,
I feel like I'm probably going to contradict myself a lot throughout this stream. I'm not a fan, I'm not a fan of carded figures behind paywall items such as Haslab's vehicles and playsets. And the fact that they're all carded figures, that really grates me. Even if I bought this and opened them, I'd still feel that sort of, that internal struggle, I think. But yeah. I know you will just rip them off without a care in the world.
Yeah, but I say I am the worst person to talk to about this.
Well, that's what I need. I need that therapy from you. I need to get over it.
I need to come around yours for a weekend and just open figures as a therapy. Jerry makes a really good point, right? I do agree. Like my one complaint I think I have about it is that, and I'm not saying it needs to have like lights and sounds and stuff, which would be nice. Don't get me wrong. And I know that they even made the thing about saying it's not a toy, but thing. But I would like something. I know it's got the rotating things, which as actually, JB1 said, like this bit is really cool, and I do really like that. But I just think even in those top cannons, there, I don't see how adding just a very basic, even a fairly weak spring mechanism, like the original one had, how difficult engineering wise that really would have been, or even if it would have added much to it, because the original one had like two really big missiles that used to come out and they were really cool. I had the original one when it first came out. I wish I still had it, if anything, so I could sell it and make a lot of money. But it was a fantastic toy. Like, it genuinely was fantastic. And the fact that you could hold a little button and all the figures that were pegged onto the bit in the main cargo hold could be left there, the whole floor dropped out, which also made for cool things, dropping your figures through it when you're flying around it, like using the handle bit. So I know this is not a toy. I do really like the fact though that the whole thing seals up. It's got the doors for the little side, like the doors, and the panels come up completely close, so it can be completely sealed, and I do very much appreciate that. I think that's a really cool feature. But the lack of a firing missile, and I wouldn't mind some blast effects maybe to go on it.
There's a comment, isn't there? Toys of the Jedi blast effects would be nice. So I mean they did sort of make more of a point about the weathering, didn't they? I think they've come under flack for the lack of weathering on the Ghost and the Tatooine streets recently, and the Cantina. So I think they were quite keen to point that out, that this has got some sort of weathering, which you'd expect for something like this. You said you had a comment saying it's not a toy, and I think they referenced that as well. Do you think that we're a bit of a segue, but do you think we're in a new era of Star Wars collecting? Because it always used to be like vintage and modern, like the Kenner era and the Hasbro era. Obviously, the Hasbro era has been around since the mid-90s. It's a long, long time. But we're sort of now in an era of, I know we're all generally adult collectors that buy this stuff, but they're not toys anymore, are they? They are set pieces, they're display pieces. But do you think that's justifies the way that they sell it as with I really want to avoid this price point, but I probably can't.
I think we just got to mention the price point, because it's too hard to get around it. But at this price point, I find it impressive and I really like it, but I am struggling to see why it's worth that much money. That's the bit I have my gripe with. Like, I actually think, like I said, I think it's really well designed. I think it's a beautiful ship. I think it's a great representation. I understand that this is more of a collector's item than an actual play item, like a toy. We have had this discussion quite a few times about like the fact that the new play sets from Star Wars aren't play sets, they're dioramas. Because play sets has action features in my head. So when I look at my Book of Boba Fett Jabba's Palace set, that's a diorama set, because nothing lights up, nothing fires, no sounds, there's no trapdoors, so it's not got play features. It's a diorama, and so these are like vehicle dioramas, I guess.
It's just strange because obviously Hasbro is still a toy company. We're not going to
Mm.
Sideshow Collectibles for this. We're going to Hasbro. So yeah, I don't know. Spring-loaded mechanisms, that should be right up their alley, shouldn't it? Like that shouldn't even be a, I don't know. And electronics is something that I don't see why they can't put them in from time to time.
Well, because
Yes.
like the Star Tours vehicle that just came out
Well,
recently.
Yeah, and the price point on that was 200 quid lower. So yeah,
200 quid lower, and it has lights and sounds.
Mhm. And it's not going to be much smaller than that, is it? Like the amount of features it carries. So yeah,
I think the other thing is like this isn't the retail price effectively because this is a crowdfunding system. So I
Yeah.
don't understand why it's got to be that price point if it's crowdfunding.
yeah, true.
Surely, I would think you would do better to have it cheaper and have a higher number for it to back, maybe.
Mm. Well, I mean,
Like,
there's a massive,
if it was 10,000 backers to actually back it, but it was $300 rather than 450, I kind of feel like there would be a quicker uptake on it.
it seems a much lower backers required as well. 8,000 is not a lot, is it? And the stretch goals don't seem out of reach. I mean, there's a huge fan base for the prequels and the Clone Wars. We're both fans anyway. But
Yeah, absolutely.
and the vintage collection it's done a fair focus on Clone Wars as well recently, with the Mandalore arc. And you can use this gunship in not just Geonosis. It's going to feature in any part of a prequel display, isn't it, or Clone Wars display? So yeah, I can see why they've done it. For me, when Haslab started, I'm really trying not to be negative, but when Haslab started, like and it was kind of like that dream project, wasn't it? A dream project that would never make it onto store shelves, and you could see that with the sail barge. At a stretch, the Razor Crest, although that was the main hero's ship from a popular TV show that was quite current. The Ghost, I can kind of understand. This gunship is it's a redoing of a ship that's been released 7 times. You shared a picture earlier with me, and it was released like 7 times in 10 years. So yeah.
So I just did the maths on how much money for 8,000 backers that would be, and £3.6 million.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, isn't it?
For 8,000 backers.
Yeah.
So yeah, just I don't know. I know the problem is I know Hasbro haven't been doing great of late, but I agree with this as well. I think there is an element of this, like
Yeah, absolutely. If we hadn't had it already, then yeah, I totally get it. The forward command center would have been kind of cool, because we never had one of those.
Yeah, do you know what? If it came with that and it was 450, I think again I just don't feel like there's the right amount of stuff there for the price point, and it's what we it's why the Ghost Rider car didn't fund.
No.
Because
Yeah, you can't take it as a given just because this is vintage collection that it's going to back. It probably will, but it's not. Yeah, we've seen
the Cantina didn't fully back with all the tiers. I mean, we got a bit. I think they got a bit too used to all the tiers being, it's if it's a vintage collection, it will do it and it'll unlock all the tiers. But we didn't get Ariel Schultz, which is gutting because he is an awesome character, but he's not going to be made. And that's another reason why I'm not a big fan of sometimes the stretch goals being actual figures.
Well, I'm not, especially when they're carded as well. Especially when it's just a figure that's going to be locked again behind a bigger paywall. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the alternative would have been for me if it wasn't a gunship. I mean, there's loads of things I would like, but again, probably similar to the gunship, it would be rehashing older molds. Would it be? Converting to the ATTE carrier. I think it's a slightly different. It would be a slightly different mold because.
But if it came with a kit where you could unclip,
that sort of thing would be really cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I just
like I'm real down on it. I might change my mind. We've got 4 or 5 weeks, haven't we, to decide whether we want to back it. And yeah, it definitely is. It is too much. But I think every HasLab has been too expensive.
I wouldn't say any of them have been a bargain. And now that I've just worked out that if it backs for only, if it gets the bare minimum of 8,000 backers, it's going to have $3.6 million.
Yeah.
I don't see that. Where's that? And there's got to be a very large element of profit now, because I know tooling is expensive and so is manufacturer stuff, but 3.6 million. And I was pretty much under the impression that the reason that HasLab exists is just to get things made that wouldn't normally get made.
Well, it's got to make a profit, though, haven't they?
Yeah. So, and I don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely fine with them making profit because I want them to be around. So I need Hasbro to still make stuff. So
well, yeah, they are the company that makes the things that we buy in 3 3/4 inch. Yeah, that's not going to change anytime soon.
But like, yeah, and that's the thing. I don't want it to be like I'm just sitting here shitting all over it, because, like I said, I think it's a really impressive ship. I really like the design. I think having the panels to remove to sort of, you know, change the sort of the graffiti on it is a great idea. I really like the bubble turrets. I think they came out great, because trying to get those individually for that one, we were talking the other day, you know, about how the gold dust getting the original deluxe bubble pilots to one, let alone two, that clip on that original gunship mold.
Yeah, no, completely. Yeah, and again, there's going to be people that will love this and back it. I don't doubt it will back. The display stand as well, if it's going on Geonosis, they've given us sort of the sort of clear floating display stand, and they've given like a black display stand. It'd be kind of nice to have like a more of a Geonosis effect, I think, for the ground, but maybe that's just me.
Yeah, I wouldn't even mind a playmat. Remember playmats?
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, they're doing, even Mattel, they're doing a reissue of the Castle Grayskull playset, but in the original prototype colors, with the concept, the playmat that was meant to have come with the playset originally.
I did.
And I was like,
that,
yeah, and playmats are cool, man, because like the original Power Rangers Command Center had a huge one that folded out that looked like the cliff face and stuff. You know, Micro Machines used to do it. Like the things that, you know, it's just all it is just cardboard, but an offset a scene and to put all those things on.
Well, if you're going to do it on anything, I think Geonosis makes a lot of sense. Like we've got that's what I've got on display at the moment, which isn't a lot. I will probably put a Geonosis table top together at some point. Do you want to share the screen again, and I'll just put it onto the Hasbro page, because there's a few more images. I feel like we've been stuck on like one image.
What's the back account at the moment?
1,500. I don't doubt that will go up though, won't it? That will, yeah.
Yeah, I do think it will back. I don't know if it will reach the tiers though, because if the Cantina didn't, I don't know. Well, it might reach one or two of them.
The Cantina was a lot higher. They wanted a lot higher backers, I think, than this. We are going to see a lot of army building over the next year. Then with return to Geonosis, the Geonosis battle. Is there anything you'd want to see? Because I think they're going to be whether this HasLab gets backed or not. I'm guessing we're still going to get a Geonosis beat from Hasbro.
Oh yeah, it's the return to Geonosis. Effectively, is the new thing. So I think. Yeah, I think it's actually going to be really exciting for the line, if I'm being honest. I am really excited that we're going back to the prequels. Attack of the Clones was a real favorite of mine, because when I grew up watching Star Wars, like I said, I was born in 1990. So I love Phantom Menace because when I was 9, I was the same age as Anakin, you know, in 1999. So I was Anakin in that film, and I was the one who was going to be in a pod racer. And then when Attack of the Clones came out, I was a moody teenager who hated sand. So, you know, you do get those, and didn't know how to talk to women, but somehow thought I was like being romantic, but probably came off really creepy, just like that. So, you know,
hey, it works.
Exactly. You know, I'm extremely married. Woo. So, you know, I kind of really always loved Attack of the Clones, but the scene that always stuck with me was the Battle of Geonosis. But the thing I would really like to see is I want them to see the droids. I want to see the Spider Walker. I want to see the Hailfire droid. I want to see the Crab droids. I want to see all the droids.
Yeah, I mean, all of those in their own right could be has the spider droid. Yeah, the small spider droid, great. The homing spider droid, that would be cool. But again, we've already had them, like from Hasbro. They'll probably retool them all, won't they? Yeah, or
Well,
some of them.
the missile wheel
Hellfire,
droid.
yeah.
Yeah, the Hellfire droid. Like that one. Wasn't there a remote control version of that
It
at some
was.
point?
Yes, we got two. Did we get two versions? Well, yeah, there is a remote control version of it. Yeah, I remember passing up on it in TK Maxx one year. Nice. Yeah. Again, Forward Command Center would be top of my list. If you were to do something along this, what would be your equivalent of the land speeder? I guess the spider droid.
Yeah, I think that would be the land speeder. I think would be for that. Would be the spider droid or the Hellfire droid, because again, I feel like if we go into like the scale elements, so there was a comment, I think it was Jerry said earlier, about like going back to toys from collectibles, like a little bit. And with that, obviously, scale can be sacrificed, because if you look at a vintage X-Wing versus the pilot, no one cares, but it's awesome. It's playable and it's fun and whatever. And we got them. So I don't mind a Hellfire droid being a bit smaller if it means they can get a Hellfire droid. Do you see what I mean? Like, I don't mind sacrificing a bit of scale for playability and scene setting as well.
Yeah.
So I think that one of the droids I think will take the land speeder slot.
Yeah. What about creatures? Because we got them all back in 2002. Which one would, if you could have one redone?
If I could get one redone, I've got two answers to this. If I could get one redone, I would get the Ackley done because I think it's the coolest and most interesting out of the three. So I really like that.
So like the sort of more
big spider
insect like. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And it was tower above now. If it got re-released, that would be bigger and huge. That'd be cool.
But realistically, I think the Reek is more likely because I think they would reuse the tooling to make a Mudhorn for the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So the what I would like is the Ackley. No offense to the Nexu, but I would like the Ackley. But I think from a Hasbro business logic, I think we're more likely to get the Reek because they can reuse that tooling, put the bantha fur onto it, muddy it up a bit, and then make it a Mudhorn with a new head.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
So yeah, I like that idea.
I do try and think a bit like Hasbro sometimes, like a toy company, because realistically, you want to get the most money out of your molds.
If you could get a bit of reuse out of the Reek, then the Nexu would be easy. I would have thought to do because it's quite a small creature.
I can't see the Nexu not being done.
No.
That was also, I think, the most posed out of the three creatures, if I remember correctly. When you get them.
Yeah. I was going to try and reach it, but again, it's precariously placed. So, Heroes will get a new Padme, almost certainly. Possibly a new Anakin. I know they've done Anakin from the prequels, but we seem to be getting Anakin getting re-released in every guise at the moment. So probably another Attack the Clones Anakin. We've had Jango and Count Dooku recently.
Did Jango's head removed though? Because that's a very important part.
Do you know what? I don't know. Well, no, it's got the puff head, hasn't it? Yeah. It's not.
I'll feel really bad if you break yours on camera because I've asked that question. Actually, this is a really good shout for the land speeder slot. Actually,
go on.
The the alligator hippo that the Geonosian was
riding.
Oh
yeah. The alligator hippo. Give it that name as well.
Yeah, I think that should be its name officially. So if we get the Hippogator, that's my new name for it.
And that had the sort of chariot that rides
exactly.
Anakin. Yeah. Okay.
Because you can put Padme in that, Anakin on, riding and that. But I think actually, when I'm peak, that's gone right up my flagpole. I'm saluting that one. But yeah, the Hippogator with the hover cart, I think would be a fantastic. That could be the land speeder slot.
That's your land speeder. Yeah.
I guess the Bantha slot would go to one of the over the Reek or the Ackley.
Yeah. Diorama piece? Would you like a Streets of Tatooine type of set?
I was thinking
would you want any of that arena in the background, or would you want maybe a droid factory on the back?
I don't know, and I don't know how it would work. That's the problem, because the reason the other ones work is because they're modular and they're just generic buildings, or
Yeah.
it's a hallway. You know, like Gideon's hallway or Tantive. It's their plain, repetitive, Scooby-Doo-esque background. It's like copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. You can mix
Well,
the order up a bit, but
you've kind of got that when Anakin and Padme sort of arrive on Geonosis and they're sort of walking through that corridor, and then you've got the Geonosians coming out of the walls, like Alien sort of style. That could kind of be like for a sort of diorama piece. We're going to get Geonosians, I'm guessing, like as sort of army
yeah,
builders
we'll have
as
an
well.
updated Geonosian.
Yeah,
because they can repaint it to hell as well. So
Yeah.
you know, that's got to be high on the list. I wonder if Newt Gunnery will finally get like a bit of an update.
yeah. Again, because his was like a retool of the Phantom Menace, wasn't it?
Yeah, you know, the Newt man himself needs a bit of love, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you know what? An update to that wouldn't be bad, because that
Yeah.
was a good little. They did that. The War Room, didn't they? 2-pack, the 3-packs. Sorry, when they did the Jedi Council sets and the War Room.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Yes. Wat Tambor, the when he was tuning his voice.
Wat Tambor was a good figure. I think that still holds up for what you need it to do. But yeah, the Banking Clan guy, that'd be a good one to get back out or get back out.
I think they could do the arena, but I think it would be a case of like the walls of Geonosis and a pillar, and then the idea is you get 3 of them and then make a semicircle with the 3 pillars on. I could see them maybe doing that as like the diorama piece, maybe.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do with it, because they certainly got Geonosis in mind, haven't they? So yeah, Count Dooku's little speeder. Again, we've had it, but
the Solar Sailor as well.
Yeah.
So we got his little speeder bike. The Solar Sailor never got made.
So yeah, you can see there's a lot of potential for, you know, Geonosis in general. It's the gunship, I guess, itself. I love this image of this clone trooper sort of running down the ramp. No peg holes on this ship. I'm not sure how. If you can get him to pose like that, then good luck to you.
Mate, a bit of blue tack. That's all you need. Get creative. They can't do everything for you, because if they put a bunch of pegs on it, you would have moaned about it. So
no. I don't think so. I quite like pegs. The Tantive V4 had some peg holes. That was a good use of them. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I can see them. Yeah, I think this is good. I think we're going to get a lot of the Jedi from the arena, I think.
Yeah. Well, again, so a lot of easy retool there is like, you know, you've got a couple of Jedi bucks. You just need some new heads and new hands and give a different paint deco. Yeah. So it from a business point of view, yeah, it makes sense. I know that collectors get fatigued, and I'm one of them, when you see repaint after repaint of a clone or a Mandalorian. I think that's just the way it is with this model now going forward. So yeah, it kind of makes sense.
It makes sense, and you know what? I wouldn't mind like updates to the basic Phase 1 clones as well. Like it'd be nice to see them like the different ranks in the updated sculpt.
Yeah, we'll get every version going, I'm sure. Now that they've now that they've perfected their now that they've got their current mold, we'll see all the sort of commanders.
Here's a question for you though: when was the last update? Like, what was the newest Super Battle Droid vintage collection wise?
Old. It's really old. That goes back to like 30th anniversary collection, I think. It's had some like weathering differences along the way, but yeah, certainly like back to like when the Force Unleashed came out, like the Battle Droid that was getting used then. That's the current mold.
Wow. So that's still that's really in need of an update then. So the Super Battle Droid is.
I'm one of the few that actually quite likes it, but it does have a bit of trouble. I mean, I've got him on a stand. Yeah, it looks fine to me, but yeah, that will definitely get a redo. I mean, it's been redone in the Black Series recently, and again, Black Series, yeah, it looks good. So yeah, I expect we'll get an update of that. They've redone the B1s recently with the new legs. So again, forward thinking on their part, you know, that's just going to be a repaint, and we'll get some Geonosians, Geonosis
Destroyer
battle
droid?
droids. Yeah, again, that's another really old sculpt, the Droidica. So again, we saw what they did with the Black Series. That'll end up being a deluxe if they do
Yep.
it. So
Which I could almost get if they can do it so it actually can sort of fold up. I'd be really impressed with that.
maybe, yeah.
Or even if they included one rolled up, like there was one that came with the Phantom Menace Episode 1 playset, right? And it came with a rolled up destroyer droid, like as a wheel type thing, that you could roll down the side of because half of it was a carry case and the other half was like the Trade Federation hallway. But you could roll down the destroyer droid, and it was really cool. And then you also had an Attack of the Clones line, the deluxe. It might have actually been the Clone Wars line, actually, the live action Clone Wars line. The droid dispenser, like that shot out little rolling.
Oh, yeah. That was a great little line. That sort of Clone Wars.
That was
sort of went tied in with the Gendy, but it was sort of realistic sort of versions. Yeah,
that was my favorite Kit Fisto figure of all time. It's one of my favorite figures of all time. That Kit Fisto.
What the bear sort of chested one
from the episode where he's underwater? Like,
yeah, really cool.
The way that his hand is designed to hold his lightsaber straight down, so that you can hold his hand up, so it's like a lightsaber going. It just looks phenomenal.
Well, and his feet articulation, so you can really sort of get that almost flipper-like swimming quality. Yeah.
I'm gonna dig that out. I need to play with that. I love that figure. So yeah, the Clone War, like going back to the arena, I think there is a lot of room. I definitely want to see a Hippogator now that's been brought up. So thank you for reminding that's that peak Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Totally.
Because I think that is a fantastic shout, especially because also like it tips over and they hide in it as part of the diorama, so that works on that level as well.
Yeah, it's just something. It's just something that we don't have as well. Something that they've never done in Hasbro's sort of long line of Star Wars figures. So yeah, well up for that.
So overall about the stream, you know, I'm pretty happy with it. Obviously, we had our first taste of a clone. We didn't need to talk about it, but I don't think we need to talk about it. It's the Shock Trooper.
The Shock Trooper, yeah. I mean, it's using an existing mold. We all know what Shock Trooper looks like. Yeah, great, makes sense. Yeah.
The only thing I was surprised about was that it's a Clone Wars card, not a Revenge of the Sith card.
Well, we've had a Revenge of the Sith card, so I'm guessing that's their reasoning behind giving it a new number and a new deco. It's So they did Revenge of the Sith back in 1.0. So yeah, I've no issue with it being on a Clone Wars card or whatever.
Fair enough. Yeah, but it's a sign. You know, it was a nice figure though. It's a Shock Trooper. It looks good.
Yeah,
not very much to say on that.
No.
So overall, I actually thought, despite what we've just said, a lot of the negative things about the gunship, like I said, I do really like the gunship. I think it's a really impressive bit of engineering. I think it's really well designed. I genuinely love it. The only thing I just can't get my head around is why it costs the amount it does for what's there.
That's the biggest sticking point for the whole community, I'm sure, is that the price point. And it's the same when anything comes out from Hasbro now. I think it's always hard to justify this sort of stuff. It's going to divide the community. Everything does these days in Star Wars, whether it's what they put out on Disney Plus or in the cinema or action figures. So yeah, there will be people that will be backing it, and there'll be people that will be giving it a miss. As long as everyone's respectful about it, I think if I'm not backing it, I'm not going to tell others not to back it. If I am backing it, I'm not certainly going to put pressure on others to back it, just in the hope of keeping the line going, because I think Vintage Collection's in a good place regardless of whether you buy a Haslab or not. So yeah,
and it's a lot of money.
I'm on the fence. As the Jedi, I know I am on the fence. I honestly don't know. I'm probably leaning towards maybe. I don't know. 50-50 at the moment. I think we've got 44 days. It didn't grab me like the Cantina did.
Sorry, I just saw that.
Yeah.
Very good.
When the Cantina came out, and when they announced the Sandcrawler, not Sandcrawler, sorry, the sail barge, those things really, that got my interest. That was like, right, well, I want to be in a place where I'm backing that. The Ghost, to a point, we were both Rebels fans when the series was out, although I think they missed the boat when they brought the Ghost out. This, feels like this could have been released in any year. There's no anniversary year of Attack of the Clones. I mean, and Clone Wars had never really been away. I mean, they're away from TV, but it's always been. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it's like this magical sort of thing that the whole community was after. But again, I don't see it being a bad thing either. So, what do you want me to say? Live on the internet, like I can't. I'm not going to sway one way or the other right now. I really am on the fence.
I am probably not going to back it just because of what my focus is, like collecting wise.
Yeah.
You know, I just wouldn't have the space for it, and I don't know what I'd put in it because I do stick to sort of vintage and retro style and like vintage style stuff. So from third party creators and making my own customs and stuff. So I probably won't back it, but I think, like I said, I genuinely am impressed with it, and I do congratulate Hasbro and the team who designed it, because I actually think they've done an amazing job designing it. Just think it's missing a couple of bits like blast effects, you know, just a couple of minor details, which is a personal preference. But I do think they need to really have a think about this pricing thing going forward, especially when it's crowdfunding. It's one thing, a higher price point on a mass retail item, but when it's something that you are actively crowdfunding, I feel like you have a lot more control on the price elements of it, and I just don't quite see how they might have a very justifiable reason for it, but externally, I think, and maybe they need to explain that a little bit potentially.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a hard pill to swallow,
I
and
can't
it's
see them ever sort of backing down on that now. Like they've got a price point. They know they only need to shift 8,000 for it to be as successful than, which they'll probably hit. Yeah.
I think I just don't know if it will get the. I don't think it will get the stretch goals.
It's not a dream project. Again, going back to what they said originally with the sail barge, it's not a dream. It's not a dream item. It's a nice item. There's plenty of other things I'd have ahead of it. But again, I get why they don't stick with Tatooine or the original trilogy. I get why they have to try and branch outside of that. So we haven't got a Sandcrawler this year. We haven't got the Death Star this year or anything like that. But yeah.
Do you know what?
No, absolutely right. Yeah, prequels do deserve some love. Yeah.
Well, do you know what? Saying about prequels deserve some love. I will leave. We're probably going to wrap up in a minute, but like, so
yeah.
My sort of my parting thoughts, as it were, is, you know what? If we're going to show the prequel some love, let's get the Haslab Gungan sub going, because we've never had a Gungan sub, and it was used in so much promo stuff, and it was one of the coolest things as a kid. Like, if we're gonna do some prequel love, get hashtag Haslab Gungan sub.
You can have that hashtag on your own channel.
I will spread it to the masses.
In the Phantom Menace wave in the vintage collection essentially tanked that back in 2011, 2012. Like,
it was poorly managed. It was
very poorly managed. Yeah.
It wasn't the Phantom Menace's fault. So
no, I would back that, actually. Yeah. It's always a figure.
There is. So that
absolutely. The Sandcrawler, again, that ties into the Mandalorian as well. You could have had you could have had the Crate Dragon skull to go on top of the Sandcrawler as a stretch goal, convert it to a Mandalorian thing. You'd have been able to house all of the droids from that, the purchase of the droids scene. That way you can get Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen out. That would make a lot of sense. And hopefully down the line we will still get one. You've got your Disney one, so you're fine for the time being.
Nice.
Love it. Well, maybe the Gungans will get their day, but yeah,
they will. Don't underestimate the Gungans. All right, never underestimate the Gungans. Yeah. But on that note, I do think it is time to say 375 goodbye.
Yeah. No, this has been really fun. Honestly, if you guys are watching, man, like, thank you so much for tuning in, because we've only been doing this a few months, and this is the first time we've gone live. So the fact that anyone has tuned in, thank you so much, and thanks for keeping the comments going, because that's really brighten things up. So yeah, thanks.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we will be back with more, and we've also got some potential guests lined up. as well. Oh, thank you very much. You know, we are gonna don't mind my BS. Black Series, I hope that means. But we have got some guests lined up as well, potentially to come on to talk as well. And then we've made some good friends on this journey already. So hopefully we're going to get some just other collectors on to talk about it, because obviously it's such a huge hobby.
That's the best. That's the best part about the hobby, though. I think it's getting to talk with you, Ryan, and everyone in the community, like on the Facebook groups and on YouTube and that. Like this is part of what makes it fun for me. For every overpriced Haslab, there's a decent community to discuss it.
There's a cheap friend.
Yeah.
And on that note, oh yeah, fingers crossed. But on that note, it's goodbye from me.
Yeah, goodbye from me. Take care, guys. Keep 375 alive.
Keep 375 alive. And now I've got to do we have an outro as well. Let's do it.
Bye, guys. Cheers.
Outro.
375 alive.
It didn't work. Oh, here we go. Wrong button.
375 alive.